Welcome to History Hub. Today we will be discussing the Kargil War, one of the most significant conflicts in the recent history of South Asia. The Kargil War was fought between India and Pakistan in 1999 and lasted for more than 2 months. This conflict has been widely regarded as one of the most dangerous and tense moments in the long-standing rivalry between these two countries. The Kargil War was rooted in the long-standing dispute between India and Pakistan over the region of Jammu and Kashmir. The two countries have fought several wars over this region, and the conflict has been a source of tension between them for decades. The line of control, which separates Indian-administered Kashmir from Pakistani-administered Kashmir, has been the site of numerous skirmishes and clashes between the two countries. The Kargil War was sparked by a series of events that took place in the Kargil region of the Indian-administered state of Jammu and Kashmir. In May of 1999, Indian military officials discovered that Pakistani troops had infiltrated the region and occupied key positions along the line of control. The Indian government was shocked by this development, and it responded with a military operation aimed at reclaiming the occupied positions. The Kargil War was fought in some of the harshest terrain in the world. The conflict took place at high altitudes, in the Himalayan mountains, and the fighting was intense and brutal. Despite the difficult conditions, the Indian military was able to put up a strong resistance, and the battle was fought with intense determination on both sides. The Indian Army used a combination of ground troops and air power to reclaim the occupied positions, and they faced stiff resistance from the Pakistani forces. The Indian Army was also able to call on support from the local population, who provided valuable intelligence and logistical support throughout the conflict. One of the key factors in the Indian Army's success was their use of air power. The Indian Air Force conducted a series of airstrikes against the Pakistani forces, and they were able to achieve a significant degree of success in reducing the enemy's ability to resist. The Indian Army also used artillery and mortars to support their ground troops, and they were able to push the Pakistani forces back. The battle was fought with intense determination on both sides, and the Indian Army faced a number of challenges in reclaiming the occupied positions. The terrain was extremely challenging, and the high altitudes made it difficult for the Indian Army to provide effective support to their troops. The weather was also a major factor, as the harsh mountain environment made it difficult for the Indian Army to operate effectively. Despite these challenges, the Indian Army was able to make steady progress, and they were eventually able to reclaim all of the occupied positions. The Indian Army was widely praised for their successful operation, and they were seen as having demonstrated the bravery and determination of the Indian military. The Kargil War had a profound impact on the region and the world, beyond just the increased military spending by both India and Pakistan. The conflict brought the two countries to the brink of a full-scale war, and it heightened tensions between them to an unprecedented level. The war also drew international attention to the long-standing dispute over the region of Jammu and Kashmir, and it galvanized the international community to push for a resolution to the conflict. In terms of domestic politics, the Kargil War had a significant impact on both India and Pakistan. In India, the conflict resulted in a surge of nationalism and patriotism, as the Indian public rallied behind the government and the military during the conflict. In Pakistan, the Kargil War resulted in a great deal of introspection, as the country's military and political leadership were criticized for their handling of the conflict. The Kargil War also had a lasting impact on the relationship between India and Pakistan. The conflict resulted in a renewed focus on resolving the long-standing dispute over the region of Jammu and Kashmir, and there have been several attempts to negotiate a peace agreement between India and Pakistan since the Kargil War. However, despite these efforts, the dispute over Jammu and Kashmir remains unresolved, and the region continues to be a source of tension between India and Pakistan. In the years following the Kargil War, India and Pakistan continued to invest heavily in their military capabilities, and tensions between the two countries remained high. The conflict has been seen as a significant milestone in the history of South Asia, and it serves as a reminder of the importance of avoiding conflict and working towards peace between nations. The Kargil War was a significant event in the history of South Asia, with far-reaching consequences for both India and Pakistan, as well as the world as a whole. The conflict demonstrated the importance of maintaining stability and avoiding conflict, and it serves as a reminder of the devastating impact that war can have on the lives of people and the region as a whole. As we look back on the Kargil War, we can take lessons from this conflict and work towards a more peaceful future for South Asia and the world. We hope that you found this video informative and educational. If you enjoyed this episode of History Hub, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more historical content. And as always, we welcome your questions and feedback. Thank you for watching.